On April 7, 2001, a European Trade Unions Conference was held in Athens, and the European Regional Office of the World Federation of Trade Unions was founded. On Π.Σ.Ο and W.F.T.U's initiative and invitation, delegates from 8 trade union organizations, representing 7.5 million of workers, positively responded, and during their visit to Athens, they exchanged points of view concerning the actual situation of the European working class movement. They also evaluated and underlined the reorganization necessity of the European working class movement, which has to strengthen its unity and coordinate its action against the united attack of the capital and imperialism. Under these circumstances, the conference has decided to establish in Athens the European Regional Office of the WFTU in order to coordinate the World Federation of Trade Unions activities in Europe and promote principles of class struggle and militant perspective within the working class and its organizations. The European Regional Office will develop its action to unite the European workers against the attacks of the capital and strengthen the militant perspective to battle fatalism and submission to the capital. On 2002, the European Regional Office has started to recruit its forces and very soon had constructed its site on the internet and published the first volume of its brochure called Euroflashes. On March 22, 2003, during European Summit, and while discussions of EU Prime Ministers were still going on, the European Regional Office of the World Federation of Trade Unions has organized its first open seminar in Brussels on the subject, Solidarity to the Peoples of Iraq and Palestine, the consequences of the imperialistic aggressiveness on workers, the role of the European Class Union Movement. The main speech of the seminar has debated the issues of imperialist intervention in Iraq and Palestine, as well as USA, NATO, and EU plans for future attacks against other countries. The actual worker situation in Europe under the attacks of the capital, which aims to raise its own gains, the tasks of European working class movement, and the necessity for its class-orientated coordination. About 200 trade unions from 21 European countries participated to the seminar. The WFTU Secretariat was represented by Alexander Zarikov, General Secretary, Adip Miro and Valentin Pc.Σ.O, members of the Secretariat. All the speakers have underlined the necessity to stop any kind of European support or participation to the war against Iraq. The seminar was ended with the expression of optimism for mass and militant anti-war and anti-imperialist demonstrations in all countries and the reassurance of the working class movement dynamic presence in these demonstrations. Many thoughts and proposals were developed regarding coordination and action of class forces inside European workers' movement, and opposition toward class cooperation and socio-democrat forces attempting through mechanisms to capture and disorientate workers.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido.
The European Regional Office of WFTU interrupts the works of the seminar. Unionists participating to the seminar demonstrate on the streets of Brussels, holding Π.Σ.Ο and World Federation of Trade Unions flags and banners. They join the main rally and they raise their voice with thousands of demonstrators. Demonstration ends outside of the American Embassy building in Brussels. The city is like a concentration camp. Kilometers of barbed wire, police cannons, an unprecedentedly big number of special police forces on full war outfit.
la patria vencerá. Y ahora el pueblo que se alza.
More than 10,000 demonstrators demand the stop of the Iraqi people massacre. They were shouting, "No more blood for oil. We say no to the imperialistic war." And their voices could be heard all over Brussels.
Forjando la unidad, de norte a sur se movilizará.
The participation of the European Regional Office of the World Federation of Trade Unions to the big anti-war demonstration shown that the class forces of the workers' movement can have conversations and simultaneously form their words into struggling action.
Cantar, el pueblo va a triunfar, millones ya imponen la...
In midday, an hour that in Brussels a demonstration never happens, a delegation of P.Σ.O, which participates in the facilitation of the European Regional Office of the World Federation of Trade Unions, makes a more dynamic intervention. More than 100 unionists, in a way that reminds a dynamic combatant intervention of P.Σ.O in Greece, suddenly appear opposite of the American embassy in Brussels. They blockaded the streets. They put up their banners. They burn the symbols of imperialism and shout, "Bush fascist! We say no to the murderers of the people." A three-member team of Greek unionists attempt to give a resolution against the imperialistic intervention in Iraq. They stick it up on the mural wall of the American embassy. Belgian policemen attack them. They furiously hit them, they arrest them, and they put them in the police van handcuffed.
Get it back! Get it back! Get it back! No red doors, but I want to paint them black. No colors in this life, go ahead and turn them black. I see people walking by in their clothes. I see them walking by in my happiness. Oh, no more will this crazy girl clown on deeper blue. I really could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I turn my eyes away into the setting sun.
This proves the hypocrisy for free trafficking of ideas within the European Union and the support of the European imperialists to the American allies. The demonstrators blockade the street and they are decisive to liberate their comrades. The unionists were set free under the combatant pressure. They are not invincible. When people struggle, they can do a lot of things.
Together we'll walk, talk, talking about you, baby. You're my girl, my girl, you're my, you're my, you're my, you're my, you're my, you're my, you're my baby now, you're my baby now. All I need is your hand to help me grow into a full-blown blooded man. That's all I am, baby. That's all I am. You better understand me. Understand me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on.
When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the union makes us strong.
On Monday, March 24th, 6 in the morning, 2,500 workers in the factory Caterpillar in Charleroi proceeded on a 24-hour strike against the imperialistic war.
For the union makes us strong. Is what we hold in common with the greedy parasite who would lash us into
A delegation of P.A.M.E. visited the morning shift of strikers and conveyed to them the class solidarity of Greek workers.
makes us strong. Solidarity.
In the end of the works of the seminar, George Mavrikos, speaking on behalf of the European Regional Office of WFTU, pointed the main tasks of the class union movement in Europe and referred to the necessity for coordination and struggling route of trade unions against the capital's intentions. The European Regional Office of the World Federation of Trade Unions moves on with new strengths, with greater optimism for the coordination and the action of the class forces within the European workers' movement.